Alright, so I'm back, and today we'll start this week off with another re-review, and that one being G2 Space Case. So there he is in his jet mode. Last time I reviewed him, I did it with the movie Target exclusive Space Case. And I don't have that one anymore, but we can just focus on this one this time. Yeah, there he is in his jet mode. He's got the flip out landing gear. He's also got a missile launcher down here that you take one of these missiles, and they're the pressure launcher missiles. So rotate the wheels in, and you can just slide this in there, and it just locks in. And now he's got a missile at the bottom, and then you could just take the you just push this out, and the pressure on this little joint right here will cause the missile to fire. But it's hard to do it in this mode. You can't really get the angle properly. But yeah, pretty cool. I really dig these. Cyberjets was probably my favorite line as a kid growing up, because I wasn't quite, or I wasn't as into the figures as I was until G2, tail end of G1, beginning of G2. So I didn't. The only Seekers that came out in G2 were Starscream and Ramjet, so I didn't really have an opportunity to get all the Seekers. Just the Starscream, and I didn't really understand Ramjet because I was young. But these Cyberjets, you know, I started collecting these, and I just absolutely loved them. And that's one of the things I'm trying to do now that I don't have that much funds, is trying to go back and pick these guys up if I can find them for cheap. So anyway, to transform him, it's real simple. These guys are all really simple. You want to take the missiles off. They just friction clip into this joint right here. It's not like, it doesn't actually clip in, it just kind of frictions on, but it's a pretty sturdy clip. I mean, even after all these years, it's still pretty good. See, and to transform him, what you want to do is you unpeg the feet back here, like so, and like so, and you take this whole hip assembly here, and you just rotate this down like so, like that. Take the arms here, and they just fold out to the side. And then while we got them in right here, let's see what the manufacture date is on this. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see that, but it's 1994. So this guy is 20 years old. And yeah. So, and then what you want to do here is you pull this little part right up here up, rotate this piece around like so, and then this will collapse up. It's on a hinge on the back here and a hinge right below, behind the neck. So you just collapse that in, and then there's another hinge right up here behind this little black panel. And then there's two little tabs right here and right here that'll plug into these two slots right there. And just plug that in. Pull the legs down. His knee is a little loose. Just kind of straighten things out, and there is Space Case in robot mode. And I like it. I really like this guy. I dig it a lot. As I said, I'm a huge fan of the Cyberjets. He's a little back heavy, but forgivably. I mean, he is a scout class figure essentially nowadays. I think probably about the same size as the current Legends class. Let me flip this guy into robot mode real quick so we can do a comparison on that too. I got tailgate sitting here, so we'll use that one. Just because I can. Yeah, so they're about the same scale. So Hasbro, if you guys want to start reissuing these guys in the Legend scale, and maybe give them a Target Master, by all means, please do. Anyway, here he is next to the Seeker mold. So he comes up to about mid-chest on that Seeker. And just because I said I would, here he is next to the iGear Seeker mold. So you can see how they stack up there. He comes up to about the thigh. And my Dirge is still missing a hand. Side note, I got the replacement part in the mail, and they sent me the wrong arm. They sent me Thundercracker's arm instead of Dirge's, so they're sending me another one now. So hopefully I'll get that soon. Anyway, so yeah, back to Space Case here. You could take the missiles and store them back underneath the wings, like they were. They do have to store downwards. So if you want that, you can take one and plug it into the missile launcher here. And maybe this will work a little bit better now. So yeah, you just push it and like so. So again, it's a pretty good missile launcher without having to deal with springs. And you can take this one and just kind of plug it into his hand or something. It's a club. Posability. Head is on a ball joint, so it gets a decent range of motion there. Up, down, further back than it does go forward. All around, and rotates as well. Shoulder is on a ball joint, so everything moves there. Elbow is on a ball joint. Hips are on ball joints. And knee is on a ball joint. So, again, the Cyberjets, they're utilizing things that didn't really become common until after they came out. Yeah, there were some Transformers with ball joints before, but these guys made it much more universal. Here he is with his wave mate Hooligan, and it's like these guys. I like to think these guys. I mean, and I'm probably wrong, but I like to think these guys are like the birth of the common Transformers that we have now. I mean, they started universalizing the ball joints. They have light piping, which I'm sure Transformers before had light piping, but these guys made the whole line universal. They also took there's 3 molds, and all 3 of them got repainted from Decepticon into Autobots, so they started doing that. The pressure launching missiles, again, I'm sure there's other Transformers that did that, but they made it universal for the whole line. And it seems like now Hasbro's doing that kind of common. So for their time, I think they were better engineered than anything else that Hasbro was making at the time, because they had the light piping, the missile launchers, the pressure missile launchers, and the ball joints, and posability because of the ball joints. Other Transformers had these things, but not really any of them had them all together. And I think Like I said, I think this was kind of like the first go round of the modern Transformers. You know, not only were they so posable, but they also transform very well. A little back heavy, but you know, like I said, there's not much we can do about that because half the jet's just hanging off the back. But you know, it just all around, I think these guys are awesome. So my original review of Space Case, I gave them a 6 out of 10. I'm actually going to bump that up to an 8 out of 10. I really, really like these guys. I do recommend picking them up, especially if you want some small Decepticon troop builders. Because there are 4 repaints of him, I think. Let's see, there's 2 for G2. I know 1 for Robot Masters. 1 for the Universe, and a BotCon one. So he's actually got 5 repaints. There were 2 G2s for him, 1 for Robot Masters, and 1 for the Universe. So there's 4 of him as well. And the Skyjack, which is the one I'm missing, there were 4 of him. And then the design elements of them got carried over into the Machine Wars with Thundercracker and Megatron, which each got repainted twice in that line, and then again in the Beast Wars, and then RID, and one of them even got a BotCon as well. So, I mean, there's just piles of these jets out there. And depending on which ones you find and how you find them, you get them cheap. I think he was just put down as Transformers Jet on eBay because nobody knew who he was. If you look up the Cyberjets, they go for like $25-50 a pop. So I couldn't recommend them there. But if you can find them for a decent price, definitely pick them up. I really like these guys. I have a lot of fun with them. They're quick, easy transformations, and they look, I mean, he looks like a jet when he's in jet mode. He doesn't look like, kind of a jet. I mean, the only thing is this black piece right here. Yeah, I mean, and they're quick to transform if you really want to make it quick. I mean, and it looks pretty good as a jet. So, anyway, I do dig these. The reason why I decided to re-review him now is because I did Hooligan not that long ago, and I just got just because the seller was selling this with Fall Cybertron Soundwave that I just picked up again. But this is the Beast Wars 2 Thrust, so we'll look at him next, which essentially is another Cyberjet, so we'll take a look at him. So, yeah.